Do you feel overwhelmed by the invisible mental load of motherhood? Like you're carrying everything, but no one sees it? Are you caught between being strong and capable, yet longing to feel soft, supported, and honored as a woman and mom? If so, you're in the right place. Hey, I'm Adele, mom, mentor, and champion of divine worth. I learned how to drop the people-pleasing, embrace my authentic feminine design, and live in confidence without fear. If you're ready to step fully into the beautiful, dynamic woman you were created to be, chin up, crown on, and press play. Welcome back, my friends. Today, I want to share something that has been on my heart, especially as a mom raising teenage boys. This is one of those topics that doesn't always get talked about, but I think it's so important for us as women to really understand. And that is, how do we stay in our feminine energy while giving our boys the space to step into their masculine? Now, as moms, we naturally nurture, we protect, we comfort. That's our feminine energy at work. And it's beautiful. But there comes a time in our son's life when they start to lean into their masculine and they begin to want more independence. They want more responsibilities, more opportunities to prove themselves. And if we're not paying attention, we can accidentally hold them back by trying to keep them in that nurturing little boy place for too long. So when does this shift actually happen? So every boy is different, but generally you're going to start noticing this shift somewhere around 11, 12, 13 years old. So kind of think puberty, right? Their voices, they start to change, their bodies are growing, and with it comes this natural desire to be more masculine. They want to be providers, they want to take action, and they want to feel strong and capable. And here's the thing. If we, as their mothers, don't step back into our feminine and allow them to step forward into their masculine, there can actually be a power struggle. Or worse, and I believe this is so much worse, they may not learn how to be confident and how to embrace their masculine side at all. And that is not what we want. We do not want to be raising these boys that want to be in their princess era. Okay. We want to be raising these confident masculine men that are ready to go out and to protect and to provide and be very healthy and put that healthy energy into the world. Okay. So what does this balance look like? How do we find the balance? How do we honor our feminine while letting them step into their masculine? All right. This is super hard, right? Moms, since they were tiny, we were in charge of all the things. And so sometimes it can be really hard to step out. Okay. But we need to stay in our feminine. That means that instead of controlling, nagging, or fixing everything, you lean into the nurturing, guiding, and receiving. So for example, instead of saying, do it this way, you might say, show me how you would handle this. You're giving them room to lead while still holding that soft, supportive presence. Okay. Do you see the difference between that? Instead of showing them what to do, you're inviting them to now step up and make a decision or show you how they want to do something. All right. The next one is invite them to step up. Little things matter here. Let them carry the heavy grocery bags. Ask them to check that the doors are locked at night. Give them opportunities to protect and provide in small ways. And this tells them, I see your strength. I trust your masculine. You guys have no idea what that does to those young men's hearts and how it changes how they see themselves when you start to lean on them in those healthy ways of, letting them do what they are capable of doing at that time. All right. Number 3, respect their independence. As moms, we love to hover. All right. I'm a mom. I know. I get it. But part of their growth is learning to make choices and oftentimes mistakes. So instead of rushing in to solve everything, allow them the space to figure it out while still being that soft, feminine, safe place to land when they need you. Okay. I know that I am super guilty of this one, wanting to rush in and fix it. but I've had opportunities where I've caught myself and I've stopped and I've let them figure it out. And the growth is massive and it's really cool. You're just kind of there to support and to kind of just be their cheerleader. And I tell you what, those boys figure it out. It's really cool. Okay, number 4, balance guidance with trust. Your feminine energy provides wisdom and intuition. Their masculine energy wants action and direction. So it might sound something like this. Here's what my heart feels about this situation, but I trust you to decide how you want to move forward. Okay, do you see like how beautiful that's put together? Like you're telling them, this is kind of how I feel, but I'm trusting you to decide how you want to move forward. And that key word, you guys, is trust. All right, let them and trust them. Okay, so if you're telling them, this is how I feel, but I trust you, make sure that that is genuine, that you genuinely do trust them and you're willing to let them kind of figure that out. Do not ever jump back into I told you so, I told you not to do that. You be that safe space for them that they can fall back on. If they did make a mistake, you can help support them and you can help encourage them to try again. Never fall into that manipulative role of I told you so or next time listen to me. All right. That will emasculate your young men faster than anything. Again, not what we're going for here. All right. So I want to share something from my own life because I think it shows just how powerful this balance can be. I am currently raising my boys while living 1,200 miles away from them. My ex-husband and I do not live in the same state. We are multiple states apart and the boys are living with him. So I don't get to be present in every detail of their lives. And sometimes that can make me feel like I'm falling short as a mom. Oftentimes it makes me feel short that I'm falling short as a mom and it's heartbreaking. But here's what I've learned. Being their mom is not about controlling every moment. It's about showing up in my feminine, which means loving them. I constantly love them. I send love to them. I just feel love for them in my heart. And I know that because I'm feeling that love, it's going out to them. We are heart connected. And so no matter where they are in this world, I can send that love to them and they can feel it. Also by guiding them. If there's anything that they need, I can offer guidance or support in that way. And then holding that steady presence that they can lean on. Not trying to get too involved in their lives, not trying to know everything that's going on, not trying to control everything, just being that steady presence. They know that I'm there. They know that I love them and they know that I am a safe place. And I'm a safe place because I'm in my feminine energy. I have learned to heal and to connect deeply with my feminine energy. And that allows me to be that safe, steady presence for them. So this is a really, really cool story. I am so proud of my son. So not long ago, I had the opportunity to watch my 16-year-old son step fully into his masculine energy without me saying a word. Okay. So it was in a moment where someone was speaking against me. They were being very angry towards me and I was able to stay calm. I stayed soft. I stayed in my feminine energy. I was super proud of myself. Again, I've healed. I'm able to really connect to that part of me. And this was the coolest part. Without hesitation, that boy, love that boy. He jumped in, he defended me, he protected me, and he shut the situation down before it could escalate. He is 16, you guys. And he stepped up so fast and he was like, nope, not today. This is not happening. You do not talk to her like that. It was fantastic. And he didn't do it because I told him to. Okay. He didn't do it because I was complaining to him that whatever was happening. He did it because he felt that it was his place as a young man to protect his mother's honor. You guys, it is so cool. These men, these boys are born with their God-given masculine energy. And so when he was in a place where I was in my feminine, I was staying soft, and I was staying in a healthy place, it gave him the opportunity to step fully into his masculine. And he did. It was fantastic. And in that moment, I could see so clearly how our boys will rise when we give them that space to step into who they were created to be. How cool is that? So all boys, all men have this capability. They just need the opportunity and the trust that they can. All right. I actually didn't even expect him to do that. I just decided I'm not going to participate in this situation. I'm not even going to engage in this argument. I didn't have to defend myself. My son saw that it was not okay. His masculinity just roared out of him and was like, nope, stopping it right here. And it was fantastic. Okay, so why does this matter? Why does it matter for these boys to be in their masculine? Why does it matter that we need to stay in our feminine for them to be able to be in their masculine? So here's what happens if we stay in our masculine. So if we have too much of that masculine energy with our boys, if we're always trying to lead them, if we're always trying to fix things, if we're always trying to control them, they don't get to practice being in their masculine energy. Okay. They don't get to practice leading. They don't get to practice fixing things. They don't get to practice learning how to control or when to control, or that balance between too much control or not enough. Right? Like they need that practice. And if they don't practice this at home, then they're going to struggle outside the home when they grow up and they move out. They're going to really struggle if we've never given them an opportunity. If we are always on them and they never learn, they're going to be in their princess era. Basically, they're going to want their mamas to do everything for them. And that is not the type of men that we want to raise. All right. So on the flip side, when we hold on to our feminine grounded energy, which is soft, nurturing, and receptive, we create space for them to grow strong in their masculine. And I want to say this clearly. This does not mean that we stop being their mothers. No. They still need our love, our comfort, our prayers, and our wisdom. But it does mean that we shift the way we show up, so that our energy calls them to higher, or to be higher in their role as a man. Okay. Does that make sense? The woman's gift, women have so many gifts. I love being a woman, but one of the feminine energy gifts is that she is an amplifier. So that masculine energy that is budding in your young men, when you step into your feminine energy, it amplifies and it lets him and it calls him to be a higher, holier, more connected man. Isn't that so cool, you guys? This is so cool. I love the feminine and the masculine energy. It just blows my mind every time I learn more about it. It is so cool. You have so much influence over your sons as you stay in your feminine to let them really rise to the occasion. So here is what I want you to remember. Your feminine energy is not weakness. It's the very thing that makes space for your boys to step into their strength. So by staying soft, you actually help them to become strong. By staying nurturing, you teach them how to protect. By receiving, you are allowing them to provide. It's a dance, the feminine and the masculine. And when we get it right with our boys, we don't just raise good sons. We raise good men. And I don't know about you guys, but I want my boys to be good men. I want them to rise to the occasion. I want them to provide and to protect and to be the type of men that a woman can feel safe around. And it starts with us. Okay? It starts with us. So as you think about this in your own life, I want to leave you with a few questions to reflect on. Okay? These would be really good to journal on. I love journaling on things. It really helps to get my thoughts out of my head, and helps me to really solidify and be clear. Okay, so here are some questions. At what age did you notice your son start stepping into his masculine energy? Right? If you have really young sons, start to watch them and see how there's little things that they'll do. I remember my boys little and wanting to help me do things, like help me by, carrying the grocery bags. So even though, you'll really see the shift right around puberty, but you will also see it in the young boys. So look for it. So what age did you start seeing them start stepping into their masculine energy? Where do you find yourself slipping into control or fixing instead of holding space in your feminine? All right. This is a good one. Okay. Us as moms, we have had to have a lot of control, right? You had to control like what the kids ate, what the kids did, where the kids went. It's really hard to start letting go of that control. So I want you to be really conscientious of yourself as you're watching and see if you can find places where you're like, stepping into control. I'm going to let go. Try to really watch yourself because it's kind of ingrained in a mom to control. All right, here's the next one. What's one small way you can invite your son to raise into his strength this week? What's something that you can ask your young man to do? Whether it's, taking out the garbage, whether it's carrying the heavy things for you. Where can you invite him to step into his strength? All right, next one. How can you show him trust instead of stepping in to take over? Has your son ever gone through something that's, difficult and you want to jump in and you want to fix it? Because moms hate to see their children hurting and you want to fix it and you want to protect them and you want to put them in the bubble and you never want their hearts to be broken. Have you guys ever experienced that? I think if you're a mom, then yes, you have. So how can you show that you trust him and let him figure out his problems while still staying kind of that safe, kind of like in the peripheral vision, right? Like you're still there, but you're not trying to take over. You're just there to be a safe space for him. All right, here's the last one. What's one area that you're ready to release a little control on so that he can grow into the man he's meant to be? Okay, so earlier I wanted you to kind of look and see where are you slipping up in the control factor? Where are you trying to control too much? Now I want you to pinpoint and I want you to think of one thing or more, if you can think of more, at least one thing where you can actually release a little bit of control so that he can start practicing, learning how to problem solve, learning how to manage and to deal with disappointments or struggles that he's going through. These are things that he, in his masculine energy and as a man, is going to need to do. So think of some things that you can do to really step back and let him take charge in that. So take some time with these. Journal on them if you can, like I said before. They'll help you really notice the shift in your relationship, and it will help you to celebrate the growth that you're both walking through. Sometimes it can be really heartbreaking when you watch your kids grow. Like it's like this bittersweet. Like it's really exciting, but at the same time, it's really sad and it's just different, right? They don't need you like the 2-year-old version of them did. And sometimes that can be really sad. But as you're journaling on these and as you're learning how to step into your feminine energy and really love that part of you, it will change the way you see them, and it will change the way you view the opportunity to grow. Okay. And I just also really want to emphasize how when you step into your feminine energy and you let them start to step into their masculine, you will notice that the tension and the contention in your home will decrease. Men do not like to be told what to do. I don't know if this is a new thing for you. Well, I don't think anybody likes to be told what to do, but I feel especially men really struggle with being told what to do. So if you are trying to tell your teenage boy what to do, you will notice that he will rebel, right? Like, am I crazy or am I right? I feel like I'm right. He will want to rebel. Don't put him in that position where he feels like he's being emasculated, where he feels like he's not able to make his own decisions, because that's a scary place for them to be. And it's a very unhealthy place for them to be. So as you connect with your feminine energy, as you learn to recognize the value and the strength that comes from being in that nurturing and that guiding space for them as a teenager, they will fight with you less. There will be less fighting, and they will learn to trust you more because they know that you are that safe space. All of these are good things. All of these are things that we want to be and want to have in our relationship with our men, with our sons. So before you go, if this episode was encouraging and if it helped you at all, or if it gave you any really good ideas, will you please take a moment to review it? Go to Apple Podcast and give me a review and subscribe. This way you don't miss any episodes. And it also helps other moms and other women find me and be able to be encouraged by the different things that I'm sharing. Thank you so much for coming. I love you. I hope this helped, and I will talk to you next week. Hey, beautiful. I hope you enjoyed today's episode. If so, would you take 30 seconds to share it with a woman who's carrying more than she should? Also, please leave a quick review for the show on Apple Podcasts. It truly means the world to me, and it helps other women find this show. Remember, chin up, crown on, you've got this. I'll meet you back here next week for another episode. Bye for now.